Okay, let's settle into a comfortable seat. We're going to be diving into meditation. It won't be a long one today because I'm limited on space in my phone, but it will be a vibrant one. So once you get settled in, may you be seated or laying down, find a hand position that feels the most grounding for you. Maybe it's palms down on the tops of your thighs. Maybe it's one hand inside of the other in your lap. Whatever feels best for you. And as you begin to settle into stillness, just notice all of the areas of your body that touch the surface beneath you. Notice the sensation of your ankle touching the floor, of the sides of your calves and your thighs and your knees, of your glutes. Become aware of this fusion of your body and the floor. Go ahead and bring your eyes closed if they're not already and begin to settle into your breath, finding your own rhythm. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Today we'll be traveling to our workshop. Our space of creativity, imagination. I'll be bringing you into this meditation with the sound of 3 bells. With each chime of the bell, you'll begin to feel more at peace, more relaxed, more tuned in. Bring the attention to the space between your eyebrows, your third eye chakra. You're beginning to feel deeply relaxed. You are allowing this time and space to be completely for you and allowing any distractions to pass. You are settled into a meditative space and feeling very, very at peace. As you settle further and further into your state of relaxation, your state of meditation, I'll invite you to begin imagining that your energetic body is floating up above your body in the room. It's floating slowly up through the ceiling and the roof and the sky, up through the clouds and out into space. You're floating through the stars and the galaxies. And up ahead you notice a bright white light, like a tunnel. You float closer and closer to that bright tunnel. And you begin to float inside it, completely surrounded by this bright white light. And you continue to journey through this light with no sense of space or time, no sense of fast or slow. You're simply on a journey. And at the end of the tunnel, you begin to notice the entryway to your workshop. You approach it closer and closer and closer, and you have arrived. You're now at the entryway of your workshop. You're walking through the entryway. And you're now inside your workshop. Allow yourself to get familiar again, take a look around. Remind yourself of the space that you built. And I now would like you to visualize that a door has appeared off to your right side. Any kind of door. You're going to walk through this door, and on the other side of that door is a meadow, surrounded by beautiful fairy tale-like trees. The meadow is full of flowers and animals. There's birds and butterflies flying everywhere. Animals of all kinds are frolicking through the fields. And they all welcome you as if you're coming home. You're walking into the meadow, walking towards the center. And when you get to the middle of this meadow, I want you to recognize that in this space you are safe. You are free to create, to think, to problem solve, to let go, to release, to forgive. You are free to create anything that you need in this space. And the space of the meadow is a very delicate one. The meadow is a beautiful, peaceful, serene space. And as you're imagining yourself in the middle of this meadow, settling into the energy of this area, I want you to bring to mind any far off in the past or recent, it doesn't matter, situations that have caused you to sabotage yourself in some way. And not even that it caused you to, but that your response to those situations was to sabotage yourself. To go against your boundaries, to go against your intuition, to go against your wants and needs. And whatever it is that you're recalling, I want you to notice how your body may feel a little bit differently than it did a few moments ago. Maybe your heart is starting to race. Maybe your body is getting a little bit hotter or a little bit colder, or it's tingling. Maybe you're feeling anxiety in your chest, thinking about these moments where you gave up on yourself, where you didn't speak up, where you didn't trust what your gut was trying to tell you. Moments where you felt like you failed. As you're imagining all of those moments, I want you to imagine that in this meadow, all of this energy is rising and rising and rising as you're recalling these moments, so much so that you feel like you're about to burst and you scream in the middle of the meadow. Maybe you scream in real life where you are, if you feel safe to do so, but you are screaming in this meadow and you're visualizing yourself screaming and releasing. Maybe you're crying, or maybe you're angry and you're mad. Maybe you're doubled over on your knees, or maybe you're jumping up and down screaming. You're letting it go, and as you're getting to the end of this release, as you're letting it all out, as you're giving yourself permission to process, be kind to yourself. Allow it to come up and come out and pass the way that it needs to. Notice how you're starting to feel lighter. How you're starting to feel seen and heard. How you're starting to become aware of just how much shit you needed to release. And as you're finishing and you're rinsing it all out, go ahead and pick yourself up. And give yourself a massive, massive hug. Just allowing yourself to sit with this energy, to sit with yourself. A lot of times we can get held down by so many things. So much so that we lose our love and our bond with ourself. We sabotage ourselves. We beat ourselves up. We're constantly in survival and dilemma mode. Because there's just so much shit that needs to get rinsed out sometimes. Now, as you're coming back to your body here in the meadow, you're collecting yourself, you're feeling lighter, you're feeling bolder and stronger and more courageous, more awake, more alive. And as you prepare to exit this meadow, you see the door that you came in through. And you begin to skip and jump and leap and twirl all the way back to that door, running with nature, running with yourself, feeling alive and excited and free and replenished. Knowing that none of the energy that you just released, that you just let go of, is coming back with you. You now have space to energetically refill those areas with energy that will serve you. Coming back through the door, coming back through your workshop. And you're heading back towards the entryway of your workshop. Keeping this lightness and this joy and this release with you. You're exiting your workshop and you're coming back into that bright white tunnel. You're journeying back through this beautiful white light, this portal. No sense of space or time, or fast or slow. You look and you can see that the end is near as you see the black at the end of the tunnel. And suddenly you are back out in space with the stars and the galaxies. You're floating down, 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 back into the atmosphere of the earth, through the sky, and the clouds, and the roof, and the ceiling, and you are back in your body. Coming back to your breath and your intention. I'll be bringing you out the same way we came in, with the sound of 3 bells. You're feeling lighter and stronger and more connected with yourself than you have before. You're feeling alive, awake, feeling refreshed and joyful and ready to take on life from a new, lighter, more carefree perspective. You can slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe bat your eyelashes open. And I would encourage you to journal about anything that came up during the meditation. Any emotions, any physical sensations, and just take note. There's nothing necessarily to analyze or to understand. Maybe journal about what it was that you released, and how good it feels to release those things. Whatever calls to you in that. But I hope that this was helpful, and I'm sorry it took so long to get to you. I love you. I actually don't know how I'm going to send this to you because it's 16 minutes, but maybe I'll upload it to Instagram. If anybody watches this meditation, it was for Jessica.